In the 2018 NFL Draft, the New York Giants faced a crucial decision. With the second overall pick, they had to decide between selecting a quarterback to succeed Eli Manning or bolstering their defense. They chose to draft Saquon Barkley, a running back who was widely regarded as a generational talent. At the time, it was a decision that made sense. Manning was still their quarterback, and Barkley had the potential to be the centerpiece of their offense. But what if, in an alternate universe, the Giants had chosen Josh Allen, the powerful dual-threat quarterback out of Wyoming? The choice of Barkley over Allen in 2018 has been heavily scrutinized, especially considering Allen's explosive rise to stardom with the Buffalo Bills. With hindsight, it's easy to imagine a world where the Giants drafted Allen instead, potentially altering the trajectory of both his career and the Giants' future. Let's dive into how this hypothetical decision could have reshaped the landscape of the NFL, both for Josh Allen and for the New York Giants. A new era for the Giants. The Giants' decision to select Barkley in 2018 was largely driven by the desire to provide Eli Manning with the best possible supporting cast during the twilight of his career. Barkley's electrifying talent as a running back gave the Giants a dynamic playmaker who could help rejuvenate their offense. However, the quarterback position remained a looming concern for the franchise. Manning's decline in the latter stages of his career was evident, and the Giants knew they needed a successor to take the reins soon. In this alternate scenario where the Giants draft Josh Allen, things changed dramatically. Allen's immense physical traits, his cannon arm, mobility, and ability to make plays outside of the pocket would have been an immediate asset for the Giants. Instead of sticking with the declining Manning for a few more years, they could have handed the keys to Allen right away, thrusting him into a rebuild that focused on developing a new identity under center. While rookie quarterbacks typically take time to adjust to the NFL, Allen's raw talent and unorthodox style could have been a spark for the Giants' offense. His mobility would have provided an extra dimension to an offense that had long struggled to find consistency. The presence of Barkley would have complemented Allen's strengths, giving him a versatile weapon in the backfield, as the two could have formed a dynamic duo for years to come. However, a rookie quarterback in New York, a market known for its intense pressure and media scrutiny, would have been a tough challenge for Allen. Unlike Buffalo, a smaller market with a more patient fan base, New York's fans and media are known for their high expectations, and any signs of struggle or inconsistency would have been met with harsh criticism. Allen's development would have been tested right from the start, but with the right support, he could have thrived in the spotlight. Allen's development in the Big Apple. One of the most interesting aspects of the Josh Allen story in Buffalo has been his development under head coach Sean McDermott and offensive coordinator Brian Daboll. The duo worked tirelessly to refine Allen's mechanics, develop his understanding of the game, and harness his physical tools. In New York, the Giants would have needed to provide Allen with a similar system that prioritized his strengths while helping him grow as a passer. Had the Giants drafted Allen, they would have needed to make significant changes to their offensive philosophy. Allen's ability to throw the ball deep down the field and his scrambling ability would have been best suited to a system that leaned into play-action passes and a more modern, spread-style offense. The hiring of a progressive offensive coordinator who understood how to work with Allen's skill set would have been key. This would also have meant that the Giants might have needed to invest in improving their offensive line to provide Allen with the protection he needed to maximize his potential. Unfortunately, the Giants' offensive line in the years following the 2018 draft has been a persistent weakness, and Allen might not have had the support necessary to excel in his early years. But with the right personnel and coaching, Allen's athleticism could have masked some of the offensive line's issues, allowing him to create plays on the move and extend drives. A changed trajectory for Josh Allen. While Allen's early years in Buffalo were marked by some growing pains, the foundation for his success was set by the right combination of coaching, teammates, and organizational stability. In New York, Allen's development might have been a bit rockier, But it's not difficult to envision a scenario where he could have reached similar heights to what he's accomplished in Buffalo. By 2020, Josh Allen was an elite quarterback in the NFL, earning MVP consideration and leading the Bills to the playoffs year after year. His performance, especially in 2021, helped cement his status as one of the league's most dynamic quarterbacks. If Allen had been drafted by the Giants, we can assume he would have experienced a similar trajectory, albeit with some hurdles along the way. The key difference would have been the supporting cast around him. In Buffalo, Allen has had a talented receiving corps led by Stephen Diggs, as well as a strong offensive line and a defense that can get the ball back to him quickly. The Giants, however, have been in a constant state of flux, particularly with their receiving group. Would Allen have had the same weapons to work with in New York? Would he have still developed into the elite quarterback we know today? The answer largely depends on how quickly the Giants were able to build a supporting cast around him. Had the Giants surrounded Allen with the right playmakers, he could have potentially taken them to new heights much earlier than they're currently experiencing. However, without the right pieces in place, Allen could have struggled to reach his full potential in the early years of his career, especially with a team that was undergoing its own rebuilding process. What would have happened to Saquon Barkley? One of the most significant ripple effects of the Giants drafting Josh Allen instead of Saquon Barkley would be the fate of Barkley himself. While Barkley has been a talented player for the Giants, his career has been marred by injuries, including an ACL tear that sidelined him for much of the 2020 season. Had Allen been drafted, Barkley's role in the offense might have been different, as the team would have prioritized developing Allen as the centerpiece of their offense. Without Barkley as the focal point, the Giants would have needed to find a running back who could complement Allen's passing game. It's possible that the Giants could have found success with a committee approach, drafting a more complementary back to share the workload with Allen, similar to the Bills' strategy with Devin Singletary and later Zach Moss. Furthermore, Barkley's presence in New York has given the Giants a strong identity in the run game, but his injury struggles have been a setback. If Allen had been the choice, the team might have built around a more balanced defense, with Allen's arm and legs being the focal point instead of relying on Barkley to carry the load. A new dynamic in the NFC East. In terms of division rivalry, Allen's presence in New York would have dramatically shifted the dynamics of the NFC East. The division, historically one of the most competitive in the NFL, has seen its fair share of quarterback controversies, particularly with the Washington football team and Dallas Cowboys. With a player like Josh Allen under center for the Giants, they could have potentially become one of the league's top teams much earlier. The rivalry between the Giants and their NFC East counterparts, especially the Cowboys, would have been much more intense, with Allen's dual threat ability providing a significant advantage in head-to-head matchups. A stronger, more dynamic Giants team would have put pressure on the division's powerhouses, forcing them to evolve and adjust their strategies to compete with New York's new quarterback. The legacy of the Giants and Josh Allen. In this alternate timeline, Josh Allen's success with the Giants would have given the franchise a much-needed reboot. While the team's decision to select Saquon Barkley was understandable at the time, it is clear that Allen's potential was undeniable. Had the Giants made the decision to draft Allen, they could have set themselves on a path toward long-term success, with Allen leading them through a new era of competitiveness in the NFC East and beyond. Would Allen's legacy have been the same in New York as it has been in Buffalo? It's hard to say, but the narrative of his career would undoubtedly be different. With the right coaching, talent, and organization surrounding him, Josh Allen could have been the face of a resurgent New York Giants franchise, leading them to playoff contention and potentially even Super Bowl appearances. For the Giants, the decision to draft Allen could have turned out to be the franchise-altering choice they needed. It would have marked the beginning of a new era, one built on Allen's immense talent and leadership. But in the end, we can only speculate about what might have been, as history chose a different path, and Josh Allen's incredible rise to stardom came in Buffalo, not New York. If you enjoyed this video into what might have been if the New York Giants had drafted Josh Allen, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated on more exciting NFL content. Make sure to turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.